those clients, how you gain their trust?
What makes you trust your contractor that renovates your house? I think our future is very bright.
Yeah, we have EI Power Berhad co-founder Albert in the house. Hi. So we want to let our investor briefly know what actually EI Power is doing.
So EI Power is, I would term it as, we are the last line of defense. Okay, we provide the last line of defense for power to critical buildings and also to all kinds of buildings. That's why we term ourselves a power solution company, and our services actually spans across 3 different business segments, which are critical, conventional power, renewable energy. So all these things work in tandem. Just that right now we are very much into data centers. That's where the growth is.
I heard that you're also involved in Thailand market, right?
Yes, that is the next business expansion of our EI Power Berhad. Thailand is still very young in the data center business, specifically the hyperscaler. They have data centers right now, but those are the smaller ones, not the hyperscalers. So they are right now starting up. So I would say they are where we were 5 years back, where we started off and kickstart this data center boom in 2021, 2022. That's where we really kick it off. Thailand is where we were in 2022, 2021.
So if let's say for those like very new in this market like Thailand, so how you all like advise them from start to finish?
Actually, it's quite simple. We just paint the construction picture in a very different perspective. So what we do is we tell them, you build. It's like building another building. Okay, you have your design, you have your construction, installation, testing, commissioning, whatnot, right? The entire thing. The only difference is the term testing, commissioning in data center. In the conventional construction phase, right? Testing, commissioning is always at the end. I complete everything, done, ready, I test, and then I commission and send it to you, right? But data center is entirely different, right? Data center has this term called the CX testing procedure. So this CX testing procedure, right, covers from the very start of the process of the construction flow. It starts from the moment you ink your first drawing and you submit. That is considered your first CX. Your drawing submissions, your drawing approvals, your discussions with the client, the development of your design, all those things is under CX1 already. And this CX procedure has 5 of them. Okay, and it covers the entire construction workflow. Design, you need to go through a CX. It's considered CX level 1. Yeah, and then CX level 1 includes your material submissions. Yeah, your discussion on the material. It's not just I want to sell this bottle to you. I want to get your approval. I'll just submit. Hey, this is the bottle. So give me your approval. No, you have to take this bottle, compare to our contract. Line by line, we have to justify how this bottle meets their specifications. Right? So that's when we compile all the information and give it over to them. And that's only a material submission. And then installation. For everything that is delivered to site, even though it's already approved, when you deliver to site, the whole world needs to come over and inspect this bottle to make sure that, hey, is this what you have submitted? You have to couple all the documents again. Then it moves on to the installation phase, right? You install it, another CX, right? After you install it, even you install a short length of pipe. Once you install it, then the whole world comes again. The consultant, the client comes and inspect. Is this right? Is this according to your drawing? They will measure, they will take the dimensions and whatnot. That's only an installation. Then once you're done with installation, then comes your pre-testing. And then comes your complete testing, right? So all these things, all the way up until your system final test, TNC, which is your CX3 for our scope, all right, the fuel distribution system or diesel generator, and then moves on to CX4, whereby you do the testing together with related systems, and then CX5, where the whole world comes together. Every single services there are, all right, that is involved in the data center, they come together and they do this CX5, which is called the integrated system testing together to make sure that the entire building is working properly. So in essence, it is a very precise and very accurate control of the entire construction workflow all the way from start to end.
When we talk about the power, right, we actually, for normal people, we think about the generator. So actually what that outsider do not see.
Diesel generator is just the, I would say, the headline, people say that, backup power, you go diesel generators. That's correct, there's nothing wrong with that. Just that we are not working with one diesel generator. Yeah, we can have a small mobile generator, connect a light, start up the generator, and then it produces light. Yeah, that is the basic concept of it. And then you take that, you multiply it by maybe 100 times, 1,000 times, right? And you imagine each of these generators that you see are the size of a 40-footer container, at minimum a 40-footer container. That's one unit. And each of these data centers will have maybe about 20 to 50, sometimes 100 units of these diesel generators in one facility. So now imagine having this quantum of the diesel generators on site. How do you operate these machines continuously, automatically, to continuously produce power for between 24 to 48 hours without fail? Yeah? So everything else comes into the picture already. The controls of the diesel generator, making sure it fires up properly, and then diesel generator needs fuel, right? So to operate 24 to 48 hours, you need lots and lots of diesel for it to operate as well. So the distribution of those diesel to these generators, again, it's also fully automated. That's where the complexity stands. And on top of all that, data center requires redundancy. So in layman terms, that is spares, right? So instead of having one diesel generator that's going to be able to cater for the entire building, they need to have a spare. In case one doesn't work, the other one has to come. And that applies to the entire process, the entire system itself, from fuel distribution to control panels to sensors to valves even. Yeah, all those things comes as a redundancy concept. That's how we ensure that it is continuously operating and very reliable.
Actually, it's like for those normal buildings, commercial building, we can actually back up the power 6 to 12 hours, as I said. And then for those data centers also, it's like missional critical, the type.
Mission critical. That's why we have these two business segments. What you described just now is the conventional power solutions. So conventional power solutions is for high-rise buildings. Yeah, any public accessible buildings in the market you see, high-rise buildings, shopping malls, factories, office blocks, all those have backup power solutions. Yeah. But those backups are very short, 6 to 12 hours, and then they're only to back up life safety systems. Yeah, your bomba systems, your fire protection systems, and then it has the lights, but not all lights also, only exit lights, just to make sure that you can find your way out of the building when the fire happens.
Kind of safety, kind of safety element. Yeah. So, but what makes this project so difficult to execute?
I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's just requires a high level of precision and accuracy every step of the way, from start to finish. Yeah. So if you ask me which aspect makes it difficult, I think it's everything. Yeah. From the very start, you start talking to your clients. That's already a very detailed process from the very start all the way up until the end.
For those clients, how you gain their trust? So it's like you make them to come back to support you all again. So when they have the power down, only they think.
What makes you trust your contractor that renovates your house?
Responsibility, maybe. It's
like exactly.
You can call them like 24/7.
There you go. See, you need to be responsible. That's definite. Okay, given, all right. And then, as you said just now, 24/7 response. Yeah, the client will call you almost any time of the day or early mornings. As long as it is required, they will call, and you need to be there to respond to them. Basically, in a nutshell, right, the trust from the client to us, right, is based on what we could deliver. And we deliver without excuse. There is no such thing as it's raining or it's too hot, my guys are going to faint. You go and figure out how to protect and make sure your guys are safe to continue working. Okay, unless of course there's an earthquake, then there's nothing we can do. Yeah, a force majeure scenario. That's why the track record that we have built throughout the years and what we have delivered, our clients keep coming back to us. I would say that they like to engage us most of the time. So if you look at our client pool in 2025, right, there's actually a list of 25 clients. Out of that 25 clients, right, 17 of them has already engaged us for one or more projects already.
Come back to the internal. So what actually the strength that you all actually look into? Is it people is your challenge?
To me, personally, an EI Power's culture, right, we are very people-centric. I think regardless course, in terms of technical know-how, technical expertise, and experience, these guys are pretty much there already. So our focus is always on training our people, developing our people, providing them with the correct tools, the correct platform, the correct referral, the correct reference people to refer to whenever they face any issues. So we would put them in on-site trainings, train on the job all the time, because that's the best training platform anyone can ask for. So people development.
So it's the key things that you're actually right now is like looking into it for the people side.
Yes, we continuously do that. We are not. It's not something that we do, periodically. 24/7 as of how we execute projects. 24/7 is 24/7 how we monitor our people as well. And personally, myself and Sharon, we are pretty hands-on. We get involved in project and we monitor them as much as we can. So we are very much in tune with almost all our staff to make sure that we understand their growth path and also get feedback from their leads.
In simple way means you give a lot of training and a lot of the experience for them to try.
Well, retaining them, of course, that one comes down to they are my employees, but we need to make sure that they are comfortable, they have a comfortable life as well. Their day-to-day life, they need to be comfortable, and that we always provide them with a competitive package for them. Yeah, and also we have this clear career growth path based solely on merits. Yeah, based solely on merits. You deliver, you can give us results. We will remunerate you accordingly. It's pretty simple for us.
For our investor, trying to understand more about you all. So what do you see your main growth for upcoming years?
I think our future is very bright, that is to begin with. At the core of EI Power, we are a power solutions company. We're not a data center company. We provide power. That's why we provide power across 3 different business segments. Renewables, conventional, mission critical. And mission critical is one of it. We got to view, when we look at, for 15 years of running this company, we've been doing power solutions almost this while. And we always see the power solutions market is very dynamic. At a certain period of time, there might be a lot of shopping malls, and at a certain period of time, there will be a lot of factories, and then mission critical facilities, semiconductors. Now also happens data centers. Yeah. So we always consistently shift and address this growth in each and every one of these sectors. Yeah. And throughout that 15 years, our technical expertise has grown to such a level that, regardless whether it's data centers, semiconductors, factories, logistics, shopping malls, doesn't matter to us. At the end of the day, our principles are very simple. We do power solutions. So coming back to you asking about growth in the next 5 years, right? So data center I think it's here to stay. But we are in the industry. We keep looking at data center growth moving faster and faster all these years, and I don't see it slowing down right now. Even in the current times, I would say not so good times, generally, data centers are still pushing forward with more speed and more quantum, more number of data centers coming in, multiple phases of them developing. So if you ask me to put a number on it, 4 to 5 years moving forward, we are quite set. So if you look at, on top of the data center works that we are doing, power solutions that we are doing, you could see inside our business expansion plans that we have a segment on energy efficiency. The reason we are branching out on that because we do have renewable energy power solutions already in our portfolio. This is basically adding in another subset under energy efficiency. And energy efficiency has been in talks for many years already. Yeah, everybody is talking about saving more energy, saving, going more efficient. Yeah, but it is in these recent years. With solar coming into the picture, a lot of people are enlightened that, hey, I can actually save that much money. Yeah? But solar has its limitations. Yeah? It requires space, it requires roof. Okay? Like a building owner, they have already done solar on their roof already. But the price of electricity keeps moving forward as well, increasing. So they'll be like, oh, what else can I do? I've really maximized my solar capacity. What else can I do? So that's where energy efficiency comes in. That's why clients are asking us to have a look at our building. So what we do in energy efficiency is to go in, do a health check on their building. from their cooling systems, lighting systems, and whatnot, and how efficient their systems. We do an audit, give them a health check report, tell them that this is where you can improve on your health, and that's where you can save quite a bit of money. And with that, we will give them an option. This is the upgrade you need to do. This is the X amount of money that is going to be needed. So you can opt for outright purchase. You can buy it outright, or we could come in, we can fund it for you, and then we go on a long-term contract, a 10-year contract with them. You pay us on a monthly basis, then it's headache-free for you. You don't have to maintain it. We maintain it for you. We warranty it for you for 10 years, and you're headache-free, and you save money at the same time.
Maybe you can let our investor know why you choose to list EI Power at this period.
On a bigger picture, as of when we first started in 2010, there was only me and Sharon, and then started up EI Power Technologies. Then we realized, we understand that power solutions is a very capital-intensive business. That's why we have OCK in 2010 and start up EI Power Technologies together to grow the company. Without that financial backing in terms of financial instruments from them, we are not able to move and get to where we are right now. However, to bring our company to the next phase of growth, it would require more than OCK already. All this while, we have been very independent, and we would like to continue to be more independent. So going listing is one of the ways for us to create this interest in the market, so that we could raise capital to further push our exponential growth of EI Power Berhad in the future.
Anything you want to tell your future investor and shareholder?
Look out for our launch, listen to the sound of the gong, and have a look at the numbers that we present in our prospectus. I think that will give you a very good idea on where we are, what we're capable of doing, and what is going to happen in the next 4 to 5 years.
Stay tuned.
记得点赞、关注、分享。